In this video, we would understand how to write and draw fractions. Let's first understand what are fractions. Fractions are the numbers that are written in the form of numerator and denominator. Numerator represented as n, denominator represented as d. We write numerator on top and denominator at the bottom. So n over d will give you a fraction. Let's say if we are given an example of 2 out of 3. So 2 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. How do we read this fraction as 2 over 3? We can call it 2 by 3, or we can also call it 2 out of 3. So these are the three different ways in which we can read fractions: 2 over 3, 2 by 3, 2 out of 3. Now if we're asked to draw this fraction into a picture, what are we going to do is we can make any shape of our choice. Let's say we make a circle and the bottom part is the total number of parts this circle is going to get divided into, and we're going to divide the circle into 3 equal parts. 2 is the numerator. Numerator means how many parts are we taking out of the total number of parts. So 2 out of 3 means we are going to shade 2 parts out of the 3 parts. And this is how we draw 2 out of 3 in a circle. Let's say if we want to draw 2 out of 3 using a different shape. Let's say we take a rectangle. We divide the rectangle into 3 equal parts because the denominator is 3, and we shade 2 parts out of these 3 parts. So this is also 2 out of 3. So 2 out of 3 means 2 parts out of 3 equal parts. So fractions are basically called portions. Let's take second example. Let's say you've ordered a small pizza that has 8 slices in there. So the pizza is going to be divided into 8 equal slices, and then you want to eat out of these 8 slices 3 slices. So 3 out of 8 is the fraction that you want to eat. So if you're asked to shade, or if you're asked to draw a fraction 3 out of 8, all you have to do is just shade any 3 triangles out of the 8 triangles, and this is how we get 3 out of 8 in the form of a picture. Let's take another example for the sake of practice. Let's say you have 5 candies and you want to give 4 candies to your friends. So that means 4 out of 5 candies is what you want to give. So if you're supposed to draw it in a form of a picture, you make those 5 candies and then you shade 4 out of the 5 candies that you're giving off. So this is how you draw fractions. Now if you were given the drawings and you're asked to write fractions, what would you do in this case? Let's take example 1. Now if you have to write this into fraction form, your numerator is always the shaded part and denominator is total parts. So shaded part is 1. You write on n equal to 1. And the total parts of this triangle is 2, so you write down 2. And the fraction is n over d, so that would be 1 out of 2. Let's take another example. We have to write a fraction unshaded part of the circle, and this is the picture that you're given. Now because you have to write on a fraction for the unshaded part, your numerator will be unshaded part. And how many parts of the circle are unshaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Denominator will be total number of parts of this circle, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So your fraction for unshaded parts is going to be n over d, which is 5 out of 6. If in the same question you're asked to write down fraction of shaded part or fraction for shaded region, then your numerator is going to be equal to the number of shaded parts. Denominator is always total, and here the shaded portion is 1, so numerator is 1. Denominator is how many parts you have in a circle: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the fraction for the shaded region is 1 out of, and this is how you draw a fraction.